thought sunscreen was just white stuff that stopped you from burning. That's it. That's the entire relationship. Turns out that was optimistic. I wasn't trying to switch sunscreens. I wasn't trying to be clean or informed or anything like that. I just finally read the ingredients one day, and it wasn't even one ingredient. It was the moment I realized I had never questioned any of them. Like, why had this never crossed my mind before? I think most of us assumed someone smarter than us handled it. And honestly, that's fair. But suddenly, I couldn't unsee it. And this is very much a POV moment. Once you notice what's in your sunscreen, you kind of can't unknow it. So here's the part that actually surprised me. Seaweed has its own natural sunscreen. Not skincare sunscreen, survival sunscreen. Seaweed sits in the ocean all day. No shade, no umbrella, full brutal sun. And instead of burning, it adapts. It produces compounds that protect it from UV damage. They literally absorb UV, so the seaweed doesn't get destroyed. And humans didn't invent this. Coastal cultures have been using seaweed for protection and healing for centuries. This isn't new, we're just late to paying attention. They're called MAAs. It sounds fake, but fortunately isn't. What matters isn't the name, it's that these compounds evolved for their job. They exist because nature needs them to. Then there's zinc. I always thought zinc was just zinc, like the thing that lifeguards put in their noses in the 90s. But non-nano zinc works a lot differently than modern filters. It stays on the surface of your skin, and honestly, that's all I want sunscreen to do. I don't want it traveling, I don't want it exploring, I just want it standing at the door going, nope, not today. Zinc is the sunscreen equivalent of a really solid door. Boring, reliable, predictable, and suddenly that felt like a feature, not a flaw. This is where the reef part clicked for me. I don't think most people want to harm reefs. I think we're just not thinking about sunscreens when we're swimming. I wasn't. But some sunscreen ingredients don't break down well in the ocean. They interfere with marine life. And seaweed already exists in the ocean. So the idea of using ingredients that evolved there instead of ones that don't belong there just made sense. If it survives in the ocean, it probably belongs near one. This wasn't about finding a better product. It was about realizing that sunscreen didn't have to be synthetic to work. So I switched. Not to be better, not to follow a trend, but because this one made sense. I waited for my skin to protest, but it didn't, which somehow felt suspicious. I'm not here to tell you what sunscreen to use. I just think it's okay to want something you understand. Something that doesn't feel like a chemistry exam. Something that doesn't feel like a trust fall. I didn't go looking for seaweed. I just didn't expect sunscreen to make sense. Once you notice what's actually in your sunscreen, it's hard not to notice.